Hey, what is going on? Welcome to Beautiful Start Podcast YouTube channel. And it's me, Antoinette, and I'm live again. Happy Saturday. I feel absolutely amazing. I hope you guys, are feeling good, right? Because it is a new day. And with the new day, comes new experiences, right? We definitely have to have an attitude that, you know, we're going to master today. Today is going to be our day. Just having that, waking up with that attitude of knowing that things are going to get done, that you're motivated, that, you know, you're going to, whatever goals that you have set out for today. I am absolutely positive if you keep an attitude of, getting it done, you're completed, right? But I want us to start this day, definitely in gratitude, like being grateful, right? Because I'm absolutely grateful that, I woke up another day, that I have the opportunity to do, you know, whatever it is that I set out to do, right? Your girl been up for a while. I've been up since last night, working, you know, on myself, right? Just doing things, right? Because, if you like, I'm the type of person, right? No matter what's going on in my life, what challenges, what comes up, right? Like the challenges, um, people and their nasty ass attitudes, and sometimes things are beyond our control, right? We could have a routine, we could have a plan, but shit is just going to happen, right? And I made a promise to myself, no matter what the fuck is going on in my life, what's happening, I'm gonna get up the next day and make it work, right? I'm gonna, utilize the new day to focus on myself, focus on those who I love, focus on the goals that I set out for myself, right? Yesterday I did a live, talking about, life after the shelter system, and pretty much, I made a lot of focus on, setting goals, right? And having goals in your regular life, right? In your everyday life, right? No matter, it could be so short, like just short term goals. Just having an idea of what it is that you're going to do so that you won't waste your time, right? Because, if you wake up today and you have, a planner, right? Because I have several planners. All right. If you don't know what a planner is, then I'm gonna need you to Google that, right? But just having a planner, right? Because I sit down and I plan what I want to do. I typically try to do this like twice a month, right? Sit down and figure out like the game plan for the whole month, right? And unless things change, right? I'll go in and I edit it. But the key thing is to have an outline of what it is that you're going to do for that day, right? So that you won't waste your time and so that you could be moving forward with whatever it is that, you have to do, right? Because at the end of the day, like us women, like we all, like our struggles is pretty much like the same, but then again, it's different. We are all at different levels in our lives, right? And we all have to work on different things, right? And, having a planner will keep you on top of that, right? Anybody that's a part of the Get Back to Me, Get Back to Life monthly empowerment group, you guys already know. Like, you already know how I give it up and how I feel about, routine, goals, and really planning. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, in order to get whatever it is that you want out of life, right? You have to plan. You have to plan, okay? Right? You do not want to waste your time. Time is the only thing that we can't get back. We can't get back our time, right? I stress that shit all the time. We can't get back our time, right? You could make $500, spend that shit, but you know what? You could always make $500 again. You can always make your money again, right? You get hurt, you feel what I'm saying? Somebody break your heart. You could mend your heart. You could put your heart back together, right? If you're broken, you could put the pieces back together. But once your time is gone, your time is fucking gone. Ain't no getting that back. You feel what I'm saying? I can't go back to 5 o'clock in the morning, when I had a coaching session with somebody all the way across the world. I can't go back to that. You understand what I'm saying? It's no going back to that, right? We are on a forward motion. We are moving forward. Life is going forward. Going forward, going forward, going forward, going forward. Forward motion, right? Some people are walking forward, but their mind is kind of like the back, holding them stuck, right? So I'm going to stop where I'm at right now, and I'm going to say, if this is your first time listening to Beautiful Start Podcast YouTube channel, I'm going to need you to subscribe. I'm going to need you to like this, and I'm going to need you to share it, okay? Help Beautiful Start Podcast YouTube channel grow, right? Be a part of that. Definitely be a part of, the growing process, right? But anyway, right? Let's have this attitude of gratitude, right? This morning, right? I am grateful that I made it to a new day. That I made it to a new day. That I was able to get through the night. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though your girl was in pain, you know what I'm saying? I was in a little pain, but I still had to work. I still had to do some things, right? I was in pain, but I'm grateful that I was able to get through it, right? I'm grateful to be talking to some amazing women that you guys are, amazing people. If it's men out there, or other people listening, right? I'm grateful for you guys, listening. I'm grateful that, I'm grateful to have a positive outlook on life, right? Because sometimes, you know what I'm saying, when you go through some traumatic situations in your life, right? And you don't take time to heal, you don't take time to, work through those problems, you don't take time to, do what it is that, you need to do. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes you could become stuck, right? And I'm grateful that I have moved beyond that. Like that I healed. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful about that. I'm grateful that, my basic needs are being met, right? I'm grateful for a lot of things. There's so many things to be grateful for. But I'm grateful to be in my right mind. Some people, woke up this morning and they shit is all over the place. You feel what I'm saying? I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the small things. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful for the small things that I was able to overcome. But I ask you this, what are you grateful for, right? If you listening right now to this live, right, I need you to write in the chat and write some things that, you're grateful for this morning. Like, what are some things that you are grateful for that keeps you moving forward? You know what I'm saying? Write it in the chat. Like, what are some things that you're grateful for? If you're not on this live and you listening to this on a replay, because all the lives that I do, most of them, right? Because I'm going to start privatizing the lives. You know what I'm saying? Whoever missed it, they missed it. But for the most part, I've been allowing the lives to be on replay mode or whatever. But, if you're listening to this on, the replay or whatever, I'm going to need you to comment and let me know, what are you grateful for? What are some things that you woke up, right? Or if maybe you've been up all night, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you a part of the night team, you know what I'm saying? Part of the vampire crew, as I would like to say it, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, those traditional jobs where you do like 9 to 5, them shits is out the window. A lot of people are, working different times. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people are literally starting work at 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, right? So, if you've been up all night, it don't matter, whatever. Just highlight some of the things that, you are grateful for, right? And that's a good thing. Like, if you don't want to, say what you're grateful for or whatever, say it within yourself, say it within your mind, right? You don't have to, be public. I understand this is a public forum, and I know people are like, they quiet and shit, they secretive mode, right? Because I know I be on my secretive shit too. You know what I'm saying? I really don't, like, even though I have my personal social media accounts and my personal, my YouTube, my Facebook, and my Instagram, the personal stuff, not the stuff that's on Beautiful Star Podcast, right? Because I do have the Beautiful Star Podcast, the Instagram. Yeah, I might have to open this window because I'm over here burning sage, and this shit right here is like burning really, really, it's burning a lot. So, wait, hold up. Let me open this window. Because I'm going to have to open this window because I burn this, like, sometimes the sage or whatever, it'll burn slow, right? Like, I'll burn it and it'll burn slow. But other times, I'll burn the sage, but then the shit start, like, burning for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And this one, particularly, this sage, I have a small piece, and, I like to burn sage in the morning. That's something that I do. And I like to do other things for like my morning ritual because I feel like, there should be like a morning ritual that, we all should, take part in for, our spiritual growth, right? I know prayer is something that, I do, but that's something that, I'm not going to say, like the actual prayer on this open public forum. That's more so like private, because like I said, I do run Get Back to Me, Get Back to Life monthly empowerment group that's only for women, right? I appreciate you men out there who, who inquired about being a part of it, but it's solely for, women or whatever. And within that group, I share a lot of my daily routines, and because the group is pretty much all about growth, transformation, and women coming together and empowering ourselves, right? Because I just feel as though, like, in order to lift myself up, I have to lift other women up, right? How can I lift myself up and be all about empowerment and I'm tearing down my sister? And when I say sister, I'm just saying, like, in terms of, expressing, that's just a way of me saying woman or whatever, right? Or yeah. But, how can I do that? Like, I never understood how women could, be so fucking vicious, and you see your sister struggling, you know what I'm saying? You see, another woman, what I'm saying, struggling and going through shit, right? That's just like an older chick, right? An older woman, right? You see your younger sister, a younger woman, because let me stop saying sister, because a lot of people, right? A lot of people out there, they're not really on, like, the slang and, the slang and shit, right? Because I'm from the East Coast, right? So there's a lot of slang that we use, but I understand that, you guys is people from all over different kind of walks of life listening to this or whatever, right? So, I never understood how an older woman, would tear down a younger woman, you know what I'm saying, and not really want her to evolve or not want to, you see her clearly. Like, I understand, like, don't get it twisted, right? There's women out there who don't want to fucking change, who don't want to better themselves, who don't want to empower themselves, who want to basically be a fucking slave. And when I say slave, I mean, like, just have other people tell them what to do, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that, right? But as a woman, if I see someone going down a path where they could potentially be burnt, you know what I'm saying? Like, like for people who, when you have kids or whatever, right? You tell children, oh yeah, don't play with that fucking stove. You're going to get burnt. You know what I'm saying? But that child, it doesn't register, like burnt doesn't register to their mind because it's like, it's something that they never fucking experienced, right? It's something that they didn't experience. So it's like, by you even verbally saying that, it's not going to get through. And then, so for them to actually learn, they would have to touch it. And they'd be like, oh shit, this is hot. Then they know not to touch it again, right? But even though experience is a number one teacher, I just don't feel right, you know what I'm saying, allowing somebody to make a fucked up ass choice without me interjecting or saying something, even if they don't listen. Even if they don't listen, because the thing is, we all have free will, right? How I'm doing this live and I'm talking about, starting a day with positivity, having an attitude with gratitude. Hell, you could listen to this and be like, oh, well, I have an attitude and I'm going to keep my attitude. I'm going to be fucking negative. You know what I'm saying? It might be, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because it's your fucking world and you dictate how your world is going to be. However, I just understand that, the power of, positive thinking, the power of starting your day with intentions, the power of, you know what I'm saying, being grateful for just the little fucking things. You know what I'm saying? I know there's some people out there that may have woke up and they not where they want to be at in life. But does that mean that you have to be fucking angry and bitter? Right? I know there's a lot of women out there who woke up single and they fucking tired of being single. They like, listen, I want sausages this morning and I ain't talking about the shit I'm trying to cook. You know what I'm saying? Like, people who woke up like sexually frustrated and like, damn, when am I going to find a man? But you know what? You be grateful, right? Be grateful because I would rather not have a man than to have a motherfucker that's giving me a headache, right? Because, I don't know, some women woke up in relationships that they trying to get the fuck out of, right? That they trying to really, rid themselves of on some that serious shit, right? But just being grateful for what you have and where you are in your life, right? Because although some people may feel like, oh yeah, being single is a negative thing, but being single is not a negative thing because you have the opportunity to work on you and build a greater relationship with your fucking self. Like, the best relationship that you can have is the relationship that you have with yourself, right? Because if you have a strong relationship with yourself and you working on yourself and you know what it is that you want out of life, when people show up with the okie doke, with the bullshit and with the finesse and with the manipulation, with the games, and if you strong within yourself, you ain't gonna fall for it. You is not gonna fall for it. Now, I was talking the other day, with my sister about, love. And, a lot of women, they want to be in love, right? They'll meet a man, right? This is the crazy shit, right? You'll meet a man who basically has everything that a woman should want, right? But their physical physical like characteristics or physical traits or physical the way they look physically, their physical appearance, that's the word I was trying to look for. Their physical appearance is not what they say a man is supposed to be, because everybody, want this man who's like tall and dark skinned, or tall and light skinned, or tall and whatever you into, like tall, slim. Some women like, fat men, right? I be meeting girls, they be like, oh, I want a fat man, because when I hug him, it's like he's a fucking teddy bear and shit, right? But like looking at the physical appearance, like women would be like, oh well, he ain't getting my pussy wet, he ain't doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like people want the physical, right? But if you meet a man, right, and he treats you with respect, right, and he's a man of his word, like everything he said that he was going to do, he did, right? And he's working, he has like goals that he's actually working on, that you see him setting goals and he following through with them goals and he's completing them goals, and he has a good head on his shoulder, you know what I'm saying? And he respects you, he takes you out, you guys have great conversations, right? And but he's not physically, what you want, right? He's not physically what you imagine, the type of man you'll be with, right? And because you don't physically see him, like you're physically not attracted to him, but all these other things that he's doing, right? You don't want to look at that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, to me, like the physical, that's an aspect of it, right? But it's like I'm not so much wrapped around physical appearance the way I used to be than the other things that come with creating a relationship, right? Because you can have someone, right, this particular man who's responsible, who actually, knows how to save his money, who actually, pays his fucking bills, and who's actually like, if he has children, he's taking care of his children, or things like that, like a good fucking man, you know what I'm saying? Like, but a lot of women just want the physical, like they want to for a man to sweep them off their feet, and they want to instantly be in love, right? And the physical appearance is the number one, but it's like the physical appearance is like, you could meet somebody and you'll be physically attracted to them, but they could be fucked up, right? You ever meet somebody, they physically attractive, they look good, they got good dick and all that shit, but homeboy ain't got no money, homeboy ain't had a job for the past 5 years. You know what I'm saying? He don't take care of his fucking kids. Like, yeah, he got a lot of finesse. He, you know what I'm saying? He know how to sling that dick. You know what I'm saying? And he know how to make you feel good for the moment. But once that moment is over, what the fuck you got? You know what I'm saying? It's like it's confusing to me how, women want to be with, a man who ain't doing shit but to say that, oh, I'm in love with him. Yeah, people are in love and they fucking broke. Who wants to be in love fucking struggling to go nowhere, right? Because you could be in love with somebody who just, he ain't there. You know what I'm saying? Financially, like, I get it. It's a different time, right? It is a different time, and I understand, like, there's women out there taking care of their men, right? And if you okay with taking care of your man financially and being his fucking moms, then that's a choice for you, right? But for me on the other end, you feel what I'm saying? Like, I raised my motherfucking child. And I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, a man for me is not a man for me to take care of. If you a man, how am I taking care of you? You know what I'm saying? Why am I taking care of you? Just to say that, oh, I'm in love. And look at him, girl. He got a six pack. Like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. That is bullcrap. You know what I'm saying? And it's time to really elevate from that thought process of really defining what a good man is. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, like, and that's how people get stuck, and that's how women get trapped in certain situations and shit that they don't want to be in, is because of the mates that they're choosing. You feel what I'm saying? Because of the type of man that, you're choosing, right? If you choosing a man that you only could kick it with, smoke weed with, fuck from time to time, you know what I'm saying? And, chill and watch Netflix and Hulu or whatever, you know, streaming movie apps they have. You feel me? And, that's how women end up, with a horrible ass baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? With a baby daddy that's not there. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, no. I think that, and it was a conversation that I was having with my sister, because it was just like, I don't know, like, when I was young, I used to always think, like, in terms of, like, you always hear it, like, oh, yeah, a woman want, a hood-ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? If y'all know a hood-ass nigga, like, a hood-ass nigga. But not all hood men, like, not all men from the hood are on some, like, some player type shit and don't have their shit together. Because let me tell you something. There's men that lives in the fucking projects, who make six figures, who got a head on their shoulder, and who really about that. You know what I'm saying? Who really owns, property and shit like that. Because a lot of people like to think like, oh yeah, just because a dude is from the hood, like, all they want to do is play video games and they don't want to do shit, right? There's some of them there, right? But just like on different levels, like, you can have a man who lives in the suburbs and he ain't shit kind of motherfucker too, because at the end of the day, if you have a grown ass fucking man who like 45 and he never lived on his own and he lived with his parents, and because his parents got money, don't mean that he got fucking money. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, well, of course, like, the parents take care of the dude or whatever, but I'm talking about like his own fucking money, right? So it's just, I don't know, that topic, that's a whole nother discussion, right? That's a whole nother discussion. But as far as just making the right choices, right? Because we have to make better choices, be fuck out of here. Like, that's all it boils down to, right? We just got to make better choices. And I think when we make better choices in life, we have a idea of who we are and what we want and how we want our life to be, right? And once you are connected with yourself, and I feel as though, like, yeah, how do you, like, a lot of people would be like, well, how do you connect with yourself, right? Number one, you spend time with yourself, right? And this whole quarantine type of this whole quarantine shit that went down last year, and I know some people are still quarantining and stuff, because although we waking up and being positive and starting a day with positivity, there's still shit that's going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole coronavirus shit. Like, when the fuck is that shit gonna go away, right? like seriously, like, I'm saying to myself, like, yo, when this whole Rona shit gonna go away? Because I personally, like, I tried to watch the news, but I just feel like that shit is just so fucking depressing, right? It's just so, like, when you watch the news, like, and they, towards the beginning of, like, the whole COVID shit, like, of course, it was a lot of anxiety. This was something new, but this is like almost a whole year later, right? and things haven't really gotten that better, right? And now it's like they are recommending that we wear 2 masks. Like having that kind of stress, like, especially for us frontline workers, right? Because I'm a frontline worker, right? Although I don't talk about like all the things that I do on this platform, this public platform, right? But there's a lot of things that I talk about in the private. You feel what I'm saying? Because I feel like everything ain't for the public. Especially when you have trolls and stuff, but this is only exclusively for, women who are really about bettering themselves and empowering themselves, right? So it's like, yes, I talk about, my personal life a bit just to inspire and, to motivate, because the reality is, right, listen, everything that I talk about this on this channel is some shit that I experienced, some shit I help, women to overcome and shit like that. But a lot of it is experience. A lot of it, is experience, right? But, I didn't allow myself to get stuck in a particular type of experience that I had. Like, yes, I'm a domestic violence survivor, but I didn't allow myself to be stuck in that mindset of being a fucking victim, or allowing myself to continuously be with motherfuckers that beat my ass. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like once you going through a certain type of experience in your life, you have to grow from it. You have to learn how to make sense of it, right? You make sense of it, you get the lessons, right? And then there's something even deeper, right? Because it's like sometimes you gotta study some shit, right? A lot of people are not into like, studying human behavior, psychology, and manipulation, and all that shit, like, because all that stuff, like, the traits that abusive men has. I know a lot. I be hearing a lot of things about this narcissistic thing or whatever. Like they call it some shit, right? I don't feel like googling it, but anywho, right? But really not just like, because at the end of the day, like, yeah, you could study a motherfucker and know everything about, because what I don't understand, right, is people like giving a name for it, like, oh yeah, you have a narcissistic mom or a narcissistic abusive spouse from the past. Like, I don't give a damn what you call that shit, right? At the end of the day, like, if you're going to stay with an abusive man and then complain, right, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I understand it's a lot that has, because people will like to always talk about how women, oh yeah, she's in an abusive relationship because, she has low self-esteem, right? Low self-esteem ain't got shit to do with why a woman is with a man or with an abusive man. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. It like, low self-esteem, like, I would say that is like a dot compared to the overall picture of why a woman stays with an abusive man, right? But this is not what this video is about. Although I'm all over the place, okay? Although I'm all over the place. But that's just a dot, right? It's a lot of other things. And it's like, that mind shit. Like, once somebody has your fucking mind, you know what I'm saying? You ever heard like, is this rap quote, right? He says, no remote, I control women. No remote, I control women. That means that, but I don't know who the rapper is that said that, because I get quotes from everywhere. I find shit, right? But it's not really no remote, I control women. It's no remote, I control bitches. I didn't want to say bitches because I know people, really get fired up with these words and stuff that we give meaning to, right? But like I said, I'm from the East Coast, from New York City, so I have slang, right? It is what it is, right? But No remote I control woman, right? Meaning they're going to listen to everything that he says and they're going to do whatever he says, right? And there's a lot of women that are stuck in relationships or even, it's a lot of women, they're not even in fucking relationships, right? It was never, they just allow a man to come into their life, give them good dick, and then, the guy feel as though like, oh, they control them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, you gotta take back your mind, babe. Your mind is deep in it. Your mind is deep in it. And if you believe that you're not deserving of love, if you believe that's all that you're worthy of, if you believe that lie, then nobody could convince you of the fucking truth, B. And that's a fact, right? It's just a mental thing, B, on some dead serious shit. Like, is a mental thing, right? Because if someone constantly tell you, yeah, you ain't shit, you ain't gonna be shit without me, right? And they constantly drill that shit in your mind, right? Then at some level, I don't give a damn how old you are. Because a lot of people will be like, oh, well, I don't understand. Like, she's 45 or she's 50 and, she's allowing this man to control her. She's allowing this man to bring her down. Because the guy got her mind. You know what I'm saying? You ever see like these quotes and shit? Like the whole the quote shit where the man got the people to drink Kool-Aid and shit, right? And that's a whole nother conversation because, these phenomenons and stuff, like I explore on a private level, like during the courses, the monthly groups and stuff like that. But fuck it, I'm here. I'm here right now, so I'm gonna talk briefly about it. But like the whole cult shit, like where the man got all the people to drink the Kool-Aid, and people be like, well, I don't understand, why would they want to drink a Kool-Aid that's gonna kill them? You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of manipulation there, a lot of finessing, a lot of, fucking with people's mind. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, when you are at a vulnerable state, when you are weak, and when people could pick up that shit, right? Because some people are like fucking vampires, right? They got their fangs out, right? And they just waiting to see a fucking a victim that's just like slow and shit. And for us women, right, a lot of men would see us as fucking prey and shit, right? Especially like single women, right? Like some of these young guys out here, they a lot of people always talk about this cougar shit, right? Oh yeah, yeah, he's dating an older woman, to take care of him. Like they always try to talk about like, the older woman and younger man shit, right? But I would say like 50% of that shit, right? I feel like these are my personal beliefs, my personal feelings, right? On the matter about, young guys dating older women, and it could be interchangeable, right? Because the same way men prey on women prey on men too, right? It's a whole like they would call it like a game, but I feel like it's even further deeper in terms of when you have like the dynamics of relationships and shit, right? I don't know how this shit it's supposed to be positive morning vibes, right? And I'm over here talking about relationships and manipulation and shit. Anywho, anywho, I guess that's where it's going, right? So, like the same way you have like, some girls out there, they manipulate men, but I just feel like us women, we just have to be smart with it. Because if you have a young dude, right, let's say you have a young dude, like he in his late 20s, like 27, 28, and you have an older woman who like, and they going about to be 40 and shit. And it's like the young dude, he lives with his motherfucking parents. Ain't never have a place of his own, right? Don't even know how to pay his own fucking bills. He don't know what that life is like, right? If you have a grown ass man who been living with his parents his whole fucking life, and they've been paying all the bills, how is it that he's responsible? How would he know how to pay his own bills, right? When he never had no bills to fucking pay, and he relied on his parents, and his parents is still taking care of him, right? So he would look at you. You an older woman. Let's say you an older woman. You got your shit together. You got your own place, right? You got your own car. If you don't have your own car, you got your own Metro card or your own bus fare. You feel me? Because let's keep it real. We all ain't got vehicles, and that's by choice. It doesn't mean that you can't afford it. It's just like, some people ain't got no fucking car because it's like, who want a fucking headache? But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, right? He see you thriving. He see you working. He see you doing what you gotta do or whatever, right? And it's like, his sole purpose is to move out of his fucking parents' house. So he see you and he like, oh yeah, she got everything that I need. Like, I need a place to stay. And I need a woman who works, because when she's at work, then I have this apartment to myself and I could do whatever it is that I want to do. Right? That's a mindset too. That represents a certain type of mindset that a lot of these guys do have. But then you have like other things that do happen where you do see younger men who are serious and they want to settle down with an older woman and they got their shit together, right? Right? Because there's different ways of looking at that, but I just feel like there's still a predator-prey mode in some aspects. Because it's like, men could sense when you are fucking desperate, or when you have like low self-esteem, when you have certain issues, with yourself. They could sense all that shit, right? They could definitely sense it, and they'll play off of it, right? That's why when I go into certain relationships, I'm not going to sit there and I'm not going to tell you what the hell I've been through, right? I just honestly feel like those women who really sit down and tell a man every fucking thing, like I'm just not gonna sit there and tell my whole motherfucking life story to someone that I just fucking met. Like, I'm not doing that. Some women will, sit back and they would do that. They would sit down and legit tell a whole life story. Talk about the many men that played them. Talk about trauma shit that happened. Like, you have to be present, right? Present in the moment, right? And even, I understand, right? Yes, it's good to know people past, right? Just like I was talking to this guy and shit, right? It was crazy because we went out on a date and shit, and it was like, he was cool and stuff like that. On a date and shit, I was like quiet and stuff. Like, I'm quiet. I observe everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a natural observer. Don't get it twisted. Your girl got a big mouth. I talk a lot. Okay? I could talk. I could definitely talk. Okay? But, he expressed to me and shit. He was like, yeah, I've been in jail, and all this stuff, so I'm listening and shit. He's telling me, he been in jail for murder. He did his time. He did like over, 20 years, in jail. And I was like, okay, but he, he got his own business and like all this stuff, like, and he's like he's like a positive person. Like, since I met him, he's like, like very positive and shit. But, I was like, when he said that for killing somebody, I was taken back. I was like, oh shit, he murdered somebody. Everything I didn't ask him, I was like, I wanted to know whether or not it was a man or a woman he murdered and what was the basis behind that shit. But I just was like, you know what? I don't even give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to have some good food and give me some drinks. At that point, I just wanted to like, I was just thinking about the fucking food, fuck all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just thinking about the most expensive meal I was gonna get off the motherfucking menu. I was just I just wanted some food. I wanted some food and some drinks, and I wanted to just, chill. You know what I'm saying? And that's fucking it. That was my whole purpose. I wasn't there to like, that wasn't no fucking interview or nothing like, oh yeah, this man gonna be my husband. We gonna be in a serious relationship. None of that. I was just enjoying the moment, enjoying my time. I'm grateful he told me he'd been in jail for murdering somebody. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, who the fuck don't want don't want to know a little bit of somebody's. I mean, I think that part, I'm like, yeah, that part, yeah, that part I wanted to know. You know what I'm saying? But I guess, when men did time, serious time like that, and coming back in a dating scene and shit, and I'm pretty sure he dealt with women who he kept it from and they found out and he kind of like lost them or whatever. But even with telling people that, like, damn, I went to jail for murder or whatever, right? He went into it a little bit, you know. He went into it a little bit, but I really didn't care about that. I just wanted to eat. I wanted to drink. I really wanted to like. I'm a party type of girl, right? A type of woman, right? I'm a party type of woman. I enjoy a get together. I enjoy clubs. I enjoy dancing. I enjoy those things. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I know a lot of people out there who are like, coaches and, motivational speakers and shit. You know what I'm saying? They like to portray this persona about, being all about work and no play and none of that shit. But I like to party, straight up and down. I like to have a good time. In the future, what I would like to see happen with Beautiful Star Podcast is I would like to do some type of retreats, right? Where, us women, right? Whoever's a part of the group, right? Because it has to be private. You know what I'm saying? This shit ain't going to be all public. Where we could do a retreat and go to like somewhere like Miami or, when people say retreat, it's like focusing on, it's hot as hell in here. Like they got this heat. Oh my God. I'm grateful to have heat, but sometimes it be too fucking hot, right? But anyway, like when people think about retreats, they always think about, the healing aspect, right? People coming together, meditating, doing prayers, doing crystal healings, doing the work like that. But my fucking retreat we gotta have some party. It gotta be some partying going on, right? We gotta party, some dancing, some nice drinks, some great music, right? Because it feels good to, have a good time. Like, who the fuck want to sit around and, like, not enjoy themselves, right? You could enjoy yourself and still, be about like healing and be about moving forward in life. You know what I'm saying? You could be about that. I'm tired of things being on this idea that, in order to self-develop, yeah, you got to be in your room reading and, and all about work and shit. Like, come on. After you work 18 hours a day, you feel what I'm saying? Like, or do something like that. Like, if you putting in the work for yourself and you're doing what it is that you need to do, I don't see nothing wrong with going out having dancing and drinking and having a good time and, meeting people. Right, and socializing and shit. I know the whole fucking coronavirus, like that's another thing, right? A lot of people, can't do that because of the whole coronavirus. But I tell you that much. Uh, Listen, when all that shit opened back up, I would be the first person on the line to go to the club. Shit, I was thinking about hopping on a flight because I know Atlanta, well, I don't know how it is now, but particularly, Atlanta, they had like certain spots open and clubs and stuff like that. I was going to hop on a flight and just go because I'm the type of person, like, I got to party. I'm sorry. Like, listen, anybody who's a part of the group or whatever, I'm telling you, in the future, we going to just have some like a party night or some shit. Like, we'll be partying. We can empower ourselves on the dance floor. Okay? For all my sisters out there who don't drink no alcohol, you can have your water in your hand, your bottle of your water. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have a little shot, you know what I'm saying? A little shot of Hennessy. I prefer the dark liquor all day, every day. The light liquor, let me tell you. Oh my goodness. Hey, I'm grateful for being honest with myself, for real. I'm grateful for being honest with myself. Listen, I got my shit all the way together. You know what I'm saying? My shit is all the way together. And it's nothing wrong with having a good time. It's nothing wrong with enjoying yourself. It's nothing wrong with, you know, um, you know, sharing your time with people and, having a good time. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you the type of person that gets stupid, you know what I'm saying? Like, you make dumb decisions. Like, you go to the club and you be fucking meeting random people and having one night stands. Now, that's a whole nother. That's a whole nother. That's some whole other shit, right? But I'm just talking about having a good time, or even like to go out and play pool and stuff like that. Like, just to have like fun nights like that, where you're actually doing things. And I know a lot of people are going to want to do stuff because, like, even though like New York City, like, like when you go like to East, anybody that's from New York City, if you are from New York City, right, and you are listening to this, let it be known in the chat, like, where you from, right? Because I see it's somebody out there watching or whatever that's listening, right? But yeah, I see, it's people listening or whatever, right? Like, where you from? Do you like the party? Listen, and like, if you listening to this on a replay, put it in the chat, like, do you like to, hang out? Do you like the party? And if so, what's some good spots that you like to go to where you're from, right? Because I'm on the East Coast, I'm in New York City, right? And, I would say towards like September or whatever, stuff started to open up, but people was like outside and shit, right? But during that time, the weather was like appropriate. But who the fuck want to be out in the cold right now? Like, who want to be out in the cold, like, eating, right? I know they implemented like 25% of, people could be in a restaurant, but that's a small amount. You know what I'm saying? Last time I had one out, we was on East Houston. It was like East Houston. Once you go down East Houston, there's nothing but bars, restaurants, like little game centers. Like, they have this spot where you could play like ping pong and shit. And I was going to do that, but I'm like, I don't know how to play no damn ping pong. You feel me? Like, it's that ping pong. I don't want to play no ping pong. I want some Hennessy. That's what I want. I want some Hennessy and some good ass food. But anyway, so a lot of the restaurants during that time were closed at 10 o'clock. I know now, ever since Valentine's Day hit or whatever, things are like closing at 11 o'clock. But I just can't wait till everything officially opens up. Because even with that, it's just like to sit outside, it's freezing, like literally, like it's like 20 degrees where I'm at. It's cold. And it's like a lot of the restaurants, they built like like outhouses. Like if you want to build an outhouse, just let motherfuckers come inside the restaurant and open all the windows. Like some of this stuff is just stupid to me. I'm sorry. It's just like you build the whole damn outhouse where it's concealed. You know what I'm saying? And then you have like heaters in it. That's just like people being inside a fucking the building, being inside the restaurant. To me in my mind, that's what that is. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. I'm not in that type of position of power to make those decisions. But I do know, your girl do know, when all that stuff open up, I will be twice out of the month, I will be in somebody's lounge or club. And that's just a fact. I know some people, like when all that stuff, all that, the clubs and everything was open, yo, they used to be in there every fucking night. Every night. It was just like they going to the clubs. They going to the clubs. They going to the lounges. They doing something. And it's like, I'm not on it like that. No. But I will, I will, listen, once a month I will be, or twice a month I will be dancing. I need to get my little dancing. I ain't the best dancer. I ain't the worst dancer. But I am going to dance. Yes, right? I got to keep it real with myself. Being positive, right? For all those, like, I know, like, my homeboy was telling me about, they have like this underground spot. This is in Brooklyn, and it's like it's always been there even before the pandemic, right? Because you have like underground illegal spots and shit, and people will go together and party and stuff like that. But I'm like, I don't want to do that. Hell to the no. Because I think about that time when I was a little girl and my mom's was like the type of person, like she used to party and shit, right? See, that's probably where I get it from. That's where I get it from probably, right? But it was one night my mom's was supposed to go to this club that was on like East Tremont and Southern Boulevard. I think that strip is Southern Boulevard. But it's by East Tremont and Southern Boulevard. I could be mistaken, but it's this spot. You could probably Google it. I think this was like in like the 70s or 80s, but it was a long ass time ago. Matter of fact, it was in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? It was in the 80s because it was like in the 80s. And it was a popular club that people would go to, but it was only one way in and one way out of that club, right? And somebody went in there to the club. It was mad packed. Because anybody who know New York City clubs, you already know that shit is packed. Like, you can hardly move in it, right? I'm so curious to find out how it's going to be, how the environment is going to be because of this whole COVID thing. Because at times you can't even move in clubs, right? So this man, he got in an argument or whatever. I don't know the story exactly how it went down. I don't even think I'm gonna Google it because it's not that serious. It's whatever. So the guy left and came back and he set the whole shit on fire, right? And what's crazy is my mom was gonna go to that club that night, but she just was like, I ain't going. She just was like, something happened where she just didn't go. And like a lot of people died in that club, right? And it was no other way for people to go out of the club. It was like it was no back door. It was like just one way in, and it was just so fucking packed with people and shit, right? And so I was thinking about that. I was like, even though the dude was telling me like, oh, it's a big spot, it's really big, whatever. And I'm like, I want to party, but I'm not. Listen, I'll turn on some music in my house and dance and clean before I put myself in a position where I'm making a dumbass choice. You know what I'm saying? So I just was like, no. And plus, I'm a law-abiding citizen. So I'm a law-abiding citizen. We not supposed to party. I ain't going to party. I'm not going to party. But yeah, so getting back to this positive morning vibes. I'm grateful today. Right? Today is going to be an amazing day, guys. You know what I'm saying? I want you guys to put that into your mind, put that into your energy, and then watch the magic happens. You feel me? Or whatever. So, every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I do a mindset for manifestation. Learn how to tap into the power of your mind to get what you want, right? Within this, after taking this course, of course, you will know how to manifest whatever you want, but you will eliminate the mindset that keeps you fucking blocked, that keeps you not having the self control, that keeps you, making the same fucking mistakes over and over and over and over and over again, right? Um, what you need to do is just take this course one time. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, because 2021 is really all about us, manifesting whatever it is that we want. You know what I'm saying? Want, right? And, you got to know what you want, right? I hope whatever you want, is good for you, right? But it's along the lines of getting what you want, but really actually having what you need, right? And really, you know, um, not being afraid to really, put yourself in a position where you are working towards your fucking goals, right? Because it's like, yeah, you could set goals, right? You set goals, and you know what I'm saying, you accomplished it, right? But in the same token, you got to have a certain type of mindset that'll keep you fueled, right? Because at the end of the day, like, even if you set goals and you have a mindset of where you're procrastinating, you know what I'm saying, where you're blocking your own blessings, where you are in your own way, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yeah, I have a lot of, some of the girls who actually sit down and come up with these elaborate, you know, like they be planning and shit, these routines and stuff like that, right? But then when it comes to actually be proactive and actually put in the work, they don't even do it. You know what I'm saying? They don't do it. And it's like, being able to, like, taking this course, right? And being able to shift your mindset, right? And a part of that mindset, right? You need to hold yourself accountable for whatever it is that, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever goals you set out, right? Because whatever goals you set out, you have to hold yourself accountable. And I think that a part of this mindset, right? It, like, we discuss, you know what I'm saying, the accountability, right? And really motivating and pushing yourself and really having that mental drive, that mental focus, right? Because a lot of people are missing that. And that's why they are not, getting what they want. They're not manifesting because their mind is somewhere fucking else. You know what I'm saying? You need your mindset to really be really harness in on what it is that you want, so that you can actually manifest it. You know what I'm saying? Manifest whatever you want. But every Wednesday, you know um I have that live course, and it's 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Let me go back to the flyer, right? So it's every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? So definitely, if you're interested in taking that course, the last day that you have to sign up for it is on a Tuesday of every week, right? If you decide, oh, okay, well, I want to sign up, then sign up on Tuesday. If you sign up for Wednesday and want to take that Wednesday course, you're not going to be a part of that Wednesday course. You want to be part of the next Wednesday course. Because I'm not even trying to do all that. Like on Wednesdays, I don't even check. Like on Wednesdays, I rarely check the emails or really do anything like that. Whatever the list says that the people are in on Tuesday, like how many people, like if I have like 50 people that's in a course. You know what I'm saying? If I have 50 people that's in a course on that Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. on Tuesday, if I have 50 people that's on the list, then those 50 people are going to be in that Wednesday's course, right? If you sign up on Wednesday, then you're going to be in the next week course, right? Because I don't have time to be, adding people and shit. That's too much. That's too much. But anyway, also, there is a Get Back to Me, Get Back to Life monthly empowerment group. This is a group for women who want to empower themselves. It's definitely a private group, right? This is all things that's discussed here, you know, whether, because you're going to be receiving empowering messages that you could apply to your life, and then also having conversations with women about building and transforming, right? Moving beyond the struggles, right? All things that are discussed here are private. It's private, you know, that's what it is, right? And to be a part of the monthly group, like the full access, if you want full access to the group, you will have, like, excuse me, let me get this shit together, right? The monthly group, right? In order to have full access to it, right? It costs $35 to have full access to the group, right? And the group entails you have access to do 2 group sessions when you pay for full access, right? You have access to 2 group live sessions, right? Let's say, for instance, for whatever reason, you cannot be a part of the live sessions. You will have access to the recordings, right? Also, there's so much more that comes into the full access group, right? And then also like different assignments, right? I'm not going to get deeply into how it's broken down, but yeah, that's what you have access to, right? And it's only $35. This is not a subscription. If you say to yourself, oh, I want to be a part of March's monthly empowerment group, right? But I don't want to be a part of April. You don't have to be a part of April. You just have access for whatever you pay for. But if you are the type of person, you say, oh, well, I like this group, I like the way, it's adding to my life, right? Because that's what it's do. Like anything that you do is supposed to add to your life, right? And you say to yourself, right, I like the way this is adding to my life, and it's helping me to stay focused, and I want to continue on. Then you continue on, right? You continue on every month. You just pay the $35 and you have access to it. That's just what it is. But it's no, like, money will not be automatically taken out of your account for it. And it's only $35. That's like, what is that? A manicure? You feel what I'm saying? Like, and then also, if you say to yourself, well, I want to see what this is all about, I want to have access to one group session, which is only $20, you could say to yourself, well, I just want to take one group session for the month of March, just to get my feet wet, see what they talking about, see what's going on, see if I can benefit from this. Then you just do that or whatever. But you could click the link in the description box, and all the information is there. You don't have to pay anything. All you have to do is just sign up with your email and your name, and you choose which one you want, whether you want full access or whether you want one access to one group session. It's really up to you, and all the information will be sent to you. But mind you, right, like now is February 20th, right? So if you sign up now, right, you're going to have like if you sign up have full access for the monthly group, then it's going to be for March. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll have March. February, like, no. Everything is for March now, right? But just to let you know. Right. And then also getting back to this mindset for manifestation, that live course costs $47. It does cost $47, so I just have to put that out there. That is not a free course, right? And then also Beautiful Start podcast, motivational. Um there is right now, let me get shit together anyway. I'm over here clicking all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? Gotta do everything anyhow. So every Monday, you can listen to motivational absolutely free. That is something that you could definitely listen to get you motivated for the week, right? There's over, like when you go to Beautiful Star Podcast, you could click the link on the YouTube page channel, or you could just Google that shit. And you can listen to it on Spotify. You can listen to it on Anchor. You can listen to it on Google. You can listen to it on the Android, the iPhone, wherever you listen to podcasts at, right? So motivation episodes of motivation on there that, could get you right. Like, it's a lot of information. All that stuff is free, right? So you can listen to that, and also Beautiful After Abuse, right? That's another thing. You can listen to that, right? But yeah. So definitely do that. This Monday there will be a new episode of Motivational on Beautiful Start Podcast. So definitely check that out and subscribe to the Beautiful Start Podcast, and also subscribe to this Beautiful Start Podcast YouTube channel and share this video and like it, because I definitely do want this YouTube channel to grow, and I want you to be a part of it growing or whatever. But thank you so much for listening. Yeah, if you are listening to this on a replay, you feel me, I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you to comment and below, and what are some things that you're gonna do with the rest of your day? How was your day gonna be positive, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are some things you're gonna do to ensure that the rest of your day be positive or whatever? But anywho, thank you guys. Thank you for those who actually rocked out with this live. Have a